Hi, my people. This is DOTTi The Deity. They call me Irumole. Irumole don't call Shege. Irumole don't call Yati. I'm kicking it with We Talk Sound and get ready to go in depth with me. My forever sweet Deity is as a result of, first of, alliteration. It rhymes. DOTTi The Deity. It rolls off the tongue, right? Come on now. And also because of the sound. I used to go by Dotty Jones, and I felt like Dotty Jones was very Western. Then I thought I would become like a John Legend, a Nigerian John Legend, and praise beat me to it. Quite alright, and then I became more conscious of like the beauty of my language, my culture, and the people that have done stuff like this before me. I realized that I actually had this upbringing. My roots actually comes from stuff like this, and yeah, it was very easy. It was almost like natural for me to just tilt towards this direction, and it's very artsy, it's very cultural, very deep. Matter of fact, holds more value and weight for me than when it was just Dotty Jones, So yes, that's yes. I make more than Yoruba folk music. I just feel like Yoruba folk becomes like the template, which I put every other thing because I'm inspired by a lot of genres of music. But Yoruba folk is first off. I spoke Yoruba first. Unlike most people spoke English language, I spoke Yoruba first. Before I started speaking English. And the thing with like how I knew. Funny story is, it was until I heard Adekunle Gold's Ire, and there was this Ire story campaign, then this challenge, and everyone was dropping their covers. I think I dropped mine on the last day when the challenge was going to be closed, and when I dropped it, he didn't post my video because it came when he had already started posting videos, but Adekunle Gold made an Instagram story. He made a story and recorded himself like reacting to what I did, and he was like, "What?" Then remember then I still was Dotty Jones, and he was like, "Who the hell is Dotty Jones?" And it it made me realize that, oh, there's something here. It's something that has been a part of me, but I've suppressed it because of the Western influence. I wanted to sound like John Legend. I wanted to, but from that point it became like, yo, there's something here. I'm actually good at this. So I went in depth. I started digging. I started making research, going back to my roots. Because I remember age 6, I wrote my first song, and my first song was actually in Yoruba. So it just made sense. It's just first off, it's success for me. What is success? What's success is relative? What is success to you? And to me, it's something that is more personal. Is people's reactions and how my music helped build people's life. How people can relate to the message and how he brings them to a more spiritual consciousness. It's a lot of things for me beyond the razzmatazz, the glam. It's a lot. It's a lot more than that for me. So yeah, I'm very, very much contented and happy to do this. And every success that comes with it, I'll embrace it. But I'll be more happy if my music reaches out to people in a more deeper way rather than just glam and glitz. So I've called it a lot of things. Personally, maybe this is like the first time, not the first time that I'll be putting it out there, but I like to call my sound new age folk. It's new age, it's new school. So it's new age folk. But yeah, Afro soul, because I call it Afro soul because a lot more people can relate to that. And it also shows the fusion. I'm fusing a lot of things: jazz, soul, Afro beats, and everything you can think of: Yoruba folk, Fuji, Awurebe, Sakara, all the things. So it gives me a plethora of things to put in. It's like a pizza and then a lot of toppings, like Burna Boy would say. So yes, that's why I call it Afro soul. It just makes a lot of people can relate to that because of the Afro in front of it. So yeah, Afro soul. So and well, I sing it very, very soulful. Because I have discipline in soul and jazz and gospel. So it's just what it is. Yeah. funny enough, my childhood influences would, I'll give credit to the radio. In Lagos, radio is, most child is their biggest influence. You're listening to radio every day. I think I don't know if it's a thing, but sleeping passively, whereby you're asleep but you're not asleep. I literally plug my ears to the radio. I have this Palito radio. There's this small radios we used to have that Palito. If one lost, I did ban or that one. So I grew up listening to the radio. But beyond that, the house that I grew up in, we listened to a lot of gospel music, and Yoruba gospel music, Yinka, Yefele, there's Ioni. If you know Ioni, CNS, the movements, it's beautiful music, Ioni, and a lot of other Yoruba music. Fuji music, Fuji music, the barber shops around, they play Pasuma. It was Pasuma at that time, Obesere, Ayuba, Barista, and all of that. So yeah, there was a lot of Yoruba influences around. And then I grew up in Badagry. We had the Egu people, the Sangbeto, and I was introduced to all of that. So yeah, it did influence my folk, my folkiness. Yeah. So now, to answer that question of me making a lot of love songs, it didn't just happen. I used to make more music that is not themed around love. I still have my first album. It's not going to be themed around love, but I'm still going to drop a project that's about love, because the truth is love sells. And I've experienced love in different type of ways, and because my music is genuine, I try to make genuine music. I try to talk about things that I've experienced. For You Knew Me, for example, it's a story about my relationship with a particular somebody, and yes, I make love music, and I think I love sincerely. I'm that type of guy that wears my heart on my sleeves, so yeah, if I make it, it's genuine. That's why I make love music. And people like it. The girls love it, don't they? Right, the girls love it. It's media. Media likes negative press. But it's true, to the next extent, if they say, oh, you can't find love in Lagos, but I don't believe that you can't find love in Lagos. Not everybody is irredeemable. Of course, there are people that are messed up, but yeah, there are good people like me. I'm in Lagos, so yeah. Find me, find love. Gigi. My DMs. Passion. I love you. Why? I don't want to go in depth into that. Where is in depth? Well, yes, I've gotten a couple proposals. Yeah, But yeah, it is what it is. It's part of the business. So yes, you really want to, you want to know what's going on in my DMs. Thank you. Ẹ fẹ́ rọ mí yó, ẹ ṣé o. So the thing is, with MTN Yellow Star, it wasn't my first radio. It was the third time I was doing something like that, and honestly, if you are doing something 3 times, you must have learned lessons from the first 2 times, and I did incorporate the things that I learned from the first 2 times, my failures, the first 2 failures, and I had like a game plan, but it wasn't like, oh, this game plan is definitely going to work, every other person, because I met with a lot of fantastic singers, and kudos to them, and I'm still very good friends with them, but I think that my experience in the first 2 um, competitions that I was helped in winning, but of course I can't take out the factor of God, I think, and also time. I feel like it was just my time, and sometimes when it's your time, except you do something, you go out of your ways to spoil it, So I felt like it was my time. Yeah. I believe that, so I mean, there's something about timing and perfect timing. So you say perfection. If you say perfection, you won't be wrong. You won't be wrong if you say perfection. But it was more about the right time, And come to think of it, I dropped that single 2 years afterwards, and it was a year after I dropped it that the song started gaining the traction that it deserved. I did all that I can within my means, and a lot of things were happening actually. A lot of things behind the scene that you don't know about happened within that 2 years, but I think it was just a timing thing. It was just a timing thing. 1 year. I mean, it's a lot of people think that I just dropped that song. A lot of people think that I just dropped that song. I mean, the song started gaining traction after I dropped a full EP. It's weird, but that's the thing about timing. Yeah. Yes. First off, I love the song. And why I love the song so much is also because of the process. The process is what made me fall in love with the song more. I wrote the song, but there was just something about the process. It was how I'd like to make music, how I love to make music, and it was weird because it took a lot of sweat to make that one song. We from where I stay, we had to. I already recorded the version that we wanted to put out, but then shout out to Rotimi Keys, by the way. He heard the original version and he was like, "This song is so good, but I think that we can do a lot more with the song," which I agreed with him. And yes, collaborations with Flexible, the original producer, collaborated with Rotimi Keys. We went to Rotimi Keys studio, which is a better studio, a more equipped, I think top five most equipped studios in Lagos and I think in Nigeria, if I stand to be corrected, and it was the process, the live playing of music, the live instrumentation, the talking drum, the bass player, the way it was recorded, yo, I can't forget, and that's something that makes the song special. And I'm also very glad that people are beginning to. There's just something about the song that draws people in, and it's because of it wasn't made by one person. Just click, focus, right, sound card, laptop, and pa pa pa. It's this process, and I'm really very glad. I'm grateful that people can feel it, even if they can't see the process. They can feel the quality of the sound, and yes, yeah. That's why I love the song, the process. Yeah, so it's just something that, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Actually, so this is really fun. Trying to sing Yoruba in English, literally. In Hi. Oh. Now, first off, I have to find the right word for Kwamisai in Queen's English. That would be, I'll be a failure if I drink to this. Baby, don't kill me. Baby, don't. I think I have, but yes, that's the fun part of it. Baby, don't make me a dead man walking. Baby, can you come back home? You know that we are twins. Oh shit. What the? You know my mantra. Day one, hit the ground running. Day two, keep running. Yo, that's my mantra. Keep running. As long as you don't stop. You just I mean, because I remember, so there's this thing I do on TikTok and Instagram, from a struggling artist to a struggling artist. I've not done so much of that this year, but I remember one of the last things I recorded or I put out was in December, and it was about Spotify Wrapped and Apple Replay. I was looking at my numbers, and they weren't so much. The figures were not figuring. It was very low. I said they were looking like HTU, 100 and units. And I was talking to like other struggling artists like myself, like, yo, yes, we are not where we want to be yet, but as long as we don't stop this new year, let's keep going. And of course, look at where we are today. I'm not where I want to be yet, but it wasn't, the numbers are not looking like what they were looking at in December. This is just July, and that's the same mantra in 2023. Keep running. As long as you don't stop, keep putting out music, keep running. You don't know when which one is going to be. So yeah, that's my mantra. So I think that it would be a very selfish thing for an artist to just focus on himself alone. I think it's a lot of things that, especially when you're making niche music, don't ever don't ever let it be about yourself. If it's so much about yourself and you're not thinking about the people that are eventually going to consume it, I guess since you've already made it about yourself, it's just going to be you that will love the music. But I have to always put the audience in mind, the people listening, because I want the music to do something to you, to help you, heal you, and yeah, it's my experience, but I want you to relate to it. And if I want you to relate to it, I have to put it in your language. I have to put it in such a way that you'll be able to like key into it without needing a manual. Imagine needing a manual to understand the song. So that's why I take it's actually a thankless job. You don't get enough accolades for making music easy for people to get into, even people that don't understand what you're saying. I get a lot of reactions from fans like, oh, I'm Igbo, I don't understand Yoruba, but yo, I love the music. There's something about it that draws me in, and yeah, I like to relish in that space of. I enjoy when I hear remarks like that. So good times was good times. So I wrote good times because I was actually thinking about like the times that I had with this particular human being. We actually had good times, and that's the thing about toxic relationships. You will have those moments the moments that keep you in it. That's what keeps you in that situation, because what keeps you in that situation is that what's the word? Those good times. So those good times were features in the relationship that wanted to keep me in it. But yeah, they brought about the good song, good time. So yeah. The hardest track for me to make, I think, was also the fastest that I made. It was Pamsai. It was Pamsai because it actually was real. I made it a day after I couldn't sleep at night. I remember that night. So I used to hear that this thing about, oh, I can't sleep, I can't breathe. Bro, that thing is real. Yo! That thing is real. Like, I couldn't sleep. I had like, bro, my heart rate raised. My heartbeat was faster. That night, I couldn't sleep. I tried reaching out to this girl. I want you back. It's just like 5 months after I've gone, and I said I wasn't doing it again, that she had tried to get me back. And then I told her that I now want to come back. And then she's like, nah, I'm done. I'm like, yo, yeah, what? So Pamisai was me trying to actually get her back. I wrote the song to send it to her that day. So I wrote that song that day, and then I sent it to her that night. So like the rough, it's not finished, but yeah, I wrote it and sent it to her that night. But yet, I'm now glad that she didn't come back, but that was the hardest song for me to make, indeed. I think it's two. Deja Vu and Abeke. I didn't think a lot of people would like and time and good times. Good times because it was long. It was 4 minutes for 37 seconds or something like that. And I thought people wouldn't people get tired, but I guess it's what it is. So yeah, between Abeke and Good Times, that's those two songs. They always shock me when people are like Abeke. I'm like, this song is so slow, but yeah, I guess people like it, because yeah, it's just what it is. You have to always overthink these things because you are doing niche music. You be like, well, people like it, but yeah, people have loved it since I've dropped them. So yes. You see the smile that comes to my face to talking about my fan base. I call them my village people, and they're the most amazing people that I know. Like this year, I've had them for a while, but this year there's been something else. We had a show recently at Beriga, and that's like, it's not the first time, but it was the first time I saw a number of people singing every song. Like, yo, they were singing every song word for word. Like, yo, it feels good, and they've been the most amazing people. Growing the community has not been very easy, but it's been beautiful to see that people will relate to the music. That at some point I was like, maybe I hope that it's not a waste of time. Yeah, I'm really excited for what is to come with my village people. I'm about to have a show in Abuja, and yeah, it's just fantastic. It just brings smile to my face and think about my village people. But yeah, shout out to you all. I love you. Thank you so much for the love and support. Yeah. Yeah, so this has been a wonderful time going in depth with Talk Sound. You know, WTS has been a family for a long time, from Ibadan, guys, from when we was just a WhatsApp group, guys. I'm really excited to see what WTS with Talk Sound has become now. It's beautiful, and thank you guys for having me today. Love you. See you again. Bye.